We can read about the life of Daniel in his own writings in the book of Daniel and also in Ezekiel chapter 14 verses 14 and 20 and chapter 28 verse 3. There are some striking similarities between the life of Daniel and that of Jacob's son Joseph. Both of them prospered in foreign lands after interpreting dreams for their rulers, and both were elevated to high office as a result of their faithfulness to God. After Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, besieged Jerusalem, he chose noble men from Israel's royal household who were handsome and showed an aptitude for learning to be trained in the ways of the Babylonians. After 3 years training, they would be put into the king's service. Daniel, whose name means God is my judge, and his 3 countrymen from Judea were chosen and given new names. Daniel became Belteshazzar, while Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah became Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. The Babylonians most likely gave them new names that were completely disassociated with their Hebrew roots to hasten Daniel and his friends' assimilation into the Babylonian culture. Daniel and his compatriots proved to be the wisest of all the trainees, and at the end of their training, they entered the service of King Nebuchadnezzar. Daniel's first sign of faithfulness to God was when he and his 3 friends rejected the rich food and wine from the king's table because they deemed it a defilement and became vegetarians. As their health improved, they were permitted to continue with their chosen diet. In their education, the 4 men from Judah became knowledgeable in all Babylonian matters, and Daniel was given by God the ability to understand dreams and visions of all kinds. In the 2nd year of his reign, Nebuchadnezzar was troubled with a dream that he could not interpret. Beyond interpretation, Nebuchadnezzar commanded his magicians, enchanters, sorcerers, and astrologers to also describe his dream. These men were willing to try to interpret the dream if Nebuchadnezzar first told them what it was, but they said that revealing the dream itself was an impossible task for humans. The king decreed that all the wise men, including Daniel and his companions, must be put to death. However, after Daniel sought God in prayer, the mystery of the king's dream was revealed to Daniel, and he was taken to the king to interpret it. Daniel immediately attributed his ability to interpret dreams to the one true God. The key feature of the dream was that one day there will be a kingdom set up by God that will last forever, and that God's kingdom will destroy all previous man-made kingdoms. For his wisdom, Daniel was honored by King Nebuchadnezzar and placed in authority over all the wise men of Babylon. At Daniel's requests, his 3 countrymen were also placed in positions of authority as administrators of Babylon. Later, King Nebuchadnezzar had another dream, and again Daniel was able to interpret it. The king acknowledged that Daniel had the spirit of his holy God within him. Daniel's interpretation of the dream was correct. After experiencing a period of insanity, Nebuchadnezzar was restored to health, and he praised and honored Daniel's God as the Most High.